Today, let's talk about the to-do list, the number one item you want to tackle if you're looking to increase your productivity. And I want to share with you 3 key elements of creating and using your to-do list successfully. Let's go ahead and get started. Number 1, stick to the tool you already use. If you're using a task tool within your organization constantly, daily, then by all means, utilize that tool to create your personal list with all your work as well as personal and other items on it. The caveat here is make sure it is appropriate by your organization within the team and the environment that you have in your organization to have your own list within that tool. Also make sure it's secure and you're the only person who would have access to it and visibility to it. If that's not the case, then we'll look at 2 other options that you can utilize for your tool creation. If that is an option, then some of the software that you might be using and considering for your to-do list would include Asana, Trello, Monday.com, and even tools like Jira as well. They work perfectly. Let's talk about point number 2. Pick a universal tool and stick to it. What that means is pick a tool for which you would use all your tasks, for which you would put in all the tasks that you have on your to-do list across all of your interests and spheres of life. Some of the tools to use can include Wunderlist, Todoist, or even built-in tools such as notes and reminders. Any of these would work perfectly as long as they're working for you and serving your purpose, as long as you remember that that's the go-to tool for all your tasks. Key point number 3. Pen and paper are still a great tool. Don't forget, there's no shame in using a notebook, and it also comes with a couple of benefits. Number 1, it gives you time away from your screen, and number 2, it actually improves your memory of the tasks that you need to get done. And one last note before we go is make sure whichever tools you use, whichever approach you use to creating and selecting your tools and keeping your to-do list intact, make sure it works for you and adjust as necessary. If at some point you feel that the tool that you've been using in the past is no longer serving you, switch it around. You don't have to constantly stick to one tool as well. That's ideal. However, sometimes we all need a break from our phones, computers, laptops. And if you're using a tool within your work software and you're on vacation, then by default, you need to switch things around. So make sure you have an alternative that serves you, that is mobile, which means you can take it anywhere. And like I said, even a notebook works just fine. So get your tasks up, get your productivity up, and go get them.